Hi, I'm Esperanza, and this is Art from the Heart at St. Augustine's Church. And we're doing our session remotely because of the lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And this session subject is still sheep. And we are going to paint this sheep in watercolor. And we will start with this sketch to achieve this output. So let's start. Okay, for this piece, we are going to do a lot of layering, and that's to achieve that fluffy appearance of the sheep. So this is what we have to achieve, and we just start with the basic drawing. So for the basic drawing, we identify the dominant parts, uh, which identifies the subject as the sheep. One would be the nose, the mouth, the eyes, the ears, and the fluffy covering of the sheep. So when we start the drawing, we start with the part which is closest to us, or closest to the viewer rather, assuming we are the viewer. Okay, so if we are the viewer, the closest part would be the nose. So I would start with the nose, and the nose is shaped like a jelly bean. And then below it is that tiny mouth, which is shaped like a leaf. Now, from here, I'm going to draw a horizontal line. Below the mouth, I am going to extend that and create a trapezoid. Okay, so this trapezoid, okay, I have one side, two sides, three, four sides, okay? Now, from this point, the corner of the trapezoid to the corner of the nose, I am going to draw a curved line. Let me make a better curved line for you. Okay. And also on the other side. Now on this curved line, we will draw the eyes. Yes, the eyes. Yes, we can adjust the size of the eyes later on, but it's important that we mark where it is located. So from this one, okay, let me just make that bigger now. Okay, so I have that. Now from the nose, I'm going to draw another curved line, more of an hourglass type. Okay, inwards. And then I will erase the curved line that we drew, the one we used for the eyes. Okay, we still have the trapezoid. And here from the area where we have the eyes, okay, along the line of the trapezoid, we are going to draw the ear. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger. There we go. Well, we have to make sure that it is proportioned. Okay, and now, okay, I'm just going to make this more prominent because we would need to paint over that later on. I'm now going to erase the trapezoid, well, the rest of it. So this is the face of our sheep. And then I'm now going to draw a fluffy outer line boundary to mark the shape of the sheep's face. So there we go. Okay, and now the body. So the body would be like that. and then here as well, and then here. Let me just turn it around so I can see it. Oh, perfect. We might not think that this one looks like this image of the sheep, but once we paint it, it's all going to change. Okay, so let's start painting, and we begin that um, by using yellow ochre. Okay, so the first color would be yellow ochre. Before we apply it, we would like to paint this upper part, the sheep's forehead, with water. Okay, and around the eyes. And then we'll get some yellow ochre. And I'm going to paint around the eyes on top of it. Okay, a little bit below it, just a little bit. And then here on top, just like scallops, the movement would be like scallops. And that's it so far. Okay, so we're now starting to do the top part of the head. Okay, so now the next thing is to apply a light blue paint all over the top part of the head. Okay, when these two colors mix, you might get some sort of a greenish effect. There we go. Okay, so now I would be extending the blue area here around the mouth, yeah, and below the nose. So again, that's just light blue paint around the mouth. And then just let the paint spread naturally. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then we add a layer of blue, which is darker. Okay, so we put paint it here on top of the nose. Okay, so just let it spread naturally on our painting. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay. That's fantastic. We're doing a good job. Okay, now I have blue, which is darkened with black, and I'm going to paint some part of it with that. So this bit here, below the nose, and a little bit under the mouth. Just let it spread by itself. And then we'll paint part of this as well with that darker blue. And yes, we just drop dots. And that is because the dimension is different. So there are parts which are higher than other parts. So we have those dots just spreading, so that there are lighter parts and there are darker parts. I think I put too much, so let me just lift some of them. Okay, fantastic. So now we'll paint the ear first. So I'm painting it with water. Oh, not so clean brush. No, I mean my brush is not so clean. It's good practice to use a clean brush. So now I'm painting it with burnt sienna. Okay. And then I will get some red paint and paint the ear with red. Just let it paint, let the paint spread through the burnt sienna by itself, so that the transition is very natural. And yeah, that's okay. If it bleeds into the head, that's fine as well. Well, if it's too much, I think it's spreading too much, then we have to lift it, but that's not the problem. Okay, now I would need the burnt umber, and I will need to paint the edges here with burnt umber. There we go. Wow, that is beautiful. Okay, now for the forehead, I am going to start painting it with the burnt umber. So here I start with this area, and then I just go down here and here as well, just to create that balance that we are looking for. And I might need to dab it with water if it looks too concentrated, or if the lines it creates are too distinct. Remember, our goal in painting it the way we're painting it is to make the sheep appear fluffy. Okay, I think that's good. However, I think we need more of this over here. Okay, now we shall start with the face, the rest of the face. So we'll paint the cheek, one cheek, and then second cheek. And we will paint it with the yellow ochre first, because remember, this is watercolor. We cannot layer it with the light over dark. It has to be dark over light. So this is in terms of layering. Okay, so we're happy with that. Now we're going to paint it with burnt umber. And again, we follow the same way of painting it, like round dabs of paint. There we go. If you think there's excess paint on that side, you can use that excess paint on the other side, lift it, and then just paint it on the other side. Okay, let me just turn it around so I can view the sheep. Okay, I think I need to add some more here near the nose to define the area of the nose, and there under the eyes, and same on the other side. Fantastic. Okay, so here we just do that here. Okay, that's fantastic. Now we are going to paint the mouth red. And We will continue to paint the rest of the body. So let me paint this with water first. So this is the front part of the body. And I'm going to paint it with yellow ochre. Again, random dabs of paint to create that fluffy appearance. Here, also here, back. And then burnt umber. Okay. And same way, random dabs of paint to create that fluffy appearance. Okay. And I need some blue paint over here. And a little of that blue paint on the other side as well. To create that balance and a few dabs. Okay, so now we need to add the rest of the details on the face. Okay, this is the exciting bit because we will start seeing the image now, because for almost the whole time we've only seen colors being layered and not the actual face. So this is very exciting, and we will begin with the nose. So it's a jelly bean shaped object. And then the eyes. So okay, so let's do the other eye. Let me just turn it around. Okay, we're getting there really quickly now. Okay, so here I'm just going to dab it with some black paint. And I need to wet that area with water to allow it to spread so that it looks soft and natural. And this one as well. So soft and natural. There we go. And then let me just turn it around so I can see if there's still anything missing. Okay. So we're almost finished. Yeah, and again, if you have put a lot of water, too much paint, you can just lift it with your brush or your kitchen towel, depending on which one is more suitable. So here, I want this area to be darker. So I'm going to just add water here and then just add a little black paint. Let the black paint spread and help it spread further with a little more water. Okay. Yes, those black areas are just there for highlights so that it can add dimension to our shape. Okay, let me just turn it around and see. Let me see. So there's our shape. I do hope you enjoyed this session and see you again next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.